any further ado, we are now going to transition to part 2 of episode 13 of the Progressive Democrats of Howard County podcast. And we are going to be speaking to fellow HoCo4Us Slate member, Moe Imran. Mo, how you feeling tonight? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, I'm feeling very great because it's right after a long weekend. So I believe that we all refreshed ourselves. So I'm very happy to be speaking to all of you tonight.
Absolutely, and thank you for joining us from Germany over there in the German parliamentary building. No, just kidding. He did not go to Germany for the break. That is just a background, folks. But Mo, would you like to tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, who you are, what's your background, why you're running for Democratic Central Committee?
Absolutely. Thanks for asking me and giving me the opportunity to explain to my audience and that why I am running for these positions. It's that I came to this country at the age of 19. I am just now a little bit over 60. So when I was doing my undergraduate study in one of the universities in Oklahoma, I got a chance to get involved in student congress process. And I was very excited that I was able to learn the process of how to make a bill, how to draft a bill, how to prepare the bill, and how to submit it to the floor. So that process, really attracted me that in this country, this democratic process has so much value that each one of us can make a difference. Only you'll have to put our mind into it and then talk to us, talk to our neighbor, talk to our friends, our relatives and if we see that somebody needs little help, there is a way that we can do and we can lift them up. There are a lot of people, they are suffering and they don't know exactly how to go or how to reach out some people, so I believe that in the democratic process and this election process, especially when I moved to Howard County from California in 2004, I became very much attracted by the process of seeing the city, the way the city was developed and roused their planning and everything was that it's a kind of like a model. But at the same time, we need to question ourselves that, cities built and whether people, are they happy? Are they getting what they really need to get? So these lot of question comes in my mind and then I try to find out the answer by attending some town hall meeting or meeting some representatives and meeting my neighbors and residents. And sometimes they say they are paying for example, this tax, so they're paying that association fee or doing this, but they are not getting some more benefits. So we can always find a way to meet the gap. So this is one of the reasons that motivated me. And it's always inspires me. Like I've been involved in almost every year before pandemic, attend to Washington, DC, go for AIDS walk, do the fundraising and help the people, whatever the good cause is there. I always try to be there because that's the way I believe that, get engaged.
Mo, it's really good to have you on the slate. It's one thing that I like about you is you're very good at trying to understand others' perspective, so it's really good to have someone like that on on the slate. And I think it's that really helps build us up. So you're an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. One thing that as an immigrant, I have what strikes me sometimes to think about is, I still have parents who, who've never voted, in a free and fair election in their life. My first time was in 2014, for myself. You've been here long enough, and you have voted. You've had that experience too. Do you have any concerns, in the direction that things are going, in the state with the state of the, this democracy, and if you do, can you elaborate on them?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing called that, things goes, there's saying that, if you don't do anything, status quo, and then there'll be no improvement, there'll be no change, and the people life will remain same. So that's not what HoCo resident wants from the elected officials. They want some kind of improvement. They want some kind of new way of getting their life. So I talked to a lot of HoCo residents. One thing I find that, they said that they work their whole life, they raise their family, and when they come for retiring time, they find that somehow Howard County, as well as Maryland, doesn't offer some incentives to retire here. So I was thinking that why would it not be that? Because if you've been here in your whole life and you raised your kids and the kids are grown up, maybe they're not here now, but if you can stay in your own home at your retiring age, it is your choice, but you should not be compelled to leave Howard County just because it's financially not possible. So I'm trying to find out by talking to more representatives. I don't know a lot now, but I like to get engaged with some Ways and Means Committee and meet people, those are making those decisions, tax codes or ordinance and other aspects, those areas that I'll be interested if I am being given chance by the HoCo residents, that I like to look for it and find out that where the shortcomings and why it is not possible to keep our HoCo residents stay their same home when they retire.
Jake, before you ask the next question, I just wanted to interject and point out how this slate is just shockingly just solutions oriented and very substantive. Moe is actually, talking about really, just it's not like these superficial discussions that are going. It's really meaningful, topics here about, what affects people on a daily basis. So I just wanted to point that out. This is, what this slate is about. So sorry, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's an issue I've heard Moe bring up before, and it's an issue that I hear or been hearing about when I go knock doors these past couple of weeks. And, I just saw a really interesting email thread on the Howard County Citizens Association email listserv where they're talking about sort of the pros and cons of a new, sort of tax incentive to try to keep seniors staying in Howard County. But the debate was, while the county did pass a new tax incentive, how effective is it actually going to be, and how much of it is just performative? Because I believe for somebody to be eligible, they had to live in Howard County for, I think it was 35 years or 40 years. But not only did you have to live in Howard County for that long, but you had to have lived in the same house in Howard County for that long. You can't have moved from one location in Howard County to another. And we're talking about it's so means tested that so few people are going to actually qualify for it that it's not actually going to have that big of an impact. So yeah, we need not only tax incentives to, sort of reward and thank, residents who have paid taxes in this county for a very long time, but also make it actually accessible so that people can, reap the rewards of it and actually has its intended benefits. So yeah, thank you for bringing that issue to the forefront, Mo. And on that topic, you know, I know there's a lot of issues. What I love about you, Mo, is that you're a very passionate guy, a very vocal guy about, you know, when you feel a strong way about something, you're going to let everybody, and myself included, know about that. So I know, you know, there's a lot of, you know, scary things been happening for years in this country, but, you know, especially in the last couple of weeks, whether it be these insane school shootings that are happening, you know, the Republican courts trying to overturn Roe v. Wade. So, Mo, what are some issues that are really important to you, and how do you think that the Democratic Party and Democratic Party elected officials need to approach these issues to make sure that they actually get addressed?
Things that we'll have to continuously fight for it is gun safety laws. There's nothing that it's just I cannot sleep thinking that when little kids are already gone, it's week gone, and in TV that if you turn on looks like life is normal. It's not normal for those parents losing those child, and there, as I hear, and probably everybody heard that you know, NRA conventions and a lot of people, they're talking about lots of same talking points, same excuses, mental depression, mental illness. There's one in Fareed Zakaria on Sunday, they're saying that it's 250 times higher that gun shooting is happening in the United States than Japan, and 100 times higher than UK. So do you think that United States, we are that many people we are mentally unstable? So whole our population is mentally unstable? That doesn't buy. So they were talking about everything, all the excuses, but one major point, sensible gun safety law. So as we're gonna from every corner of the United States, we not gonna stop our fight. We're gonna relentlessly fight from the city, from the state, from the federal level, until we have a sensible gun safety law passed by the Congress. So, and that's when, and it is irony that when the people are talking about that, if you even see the vaccination time, government, if the president wants to do mandate for even for federal billing, people are saying, oh, government cannot mandate. But it's a hypocrisy. Government can mandate of women's their own body. I don't get it. You know, you cannot do guns law, but they want to body. If you believe the government should not force you, or do not come to your place, why do you have to have this Roe versus Wade needs to be turned down again? That doesn't make sense. Leave it to this people. It is their choice. The pro-choice. It's a woman's choice. That we have no business to interfere.
Yeah, Mo, you're touching on the lack of consistency or the hypocrisy in the argument by the right. You know, you know, at this point, you know, I think I call it the fascist party, the right wing. You know, in terms of what they want to happen, you know, regulating women's bodies, but, you know, opposing common sense gun regulation, you know, opposing or, you know, just resisting masks, which is ridiculous. So yeah, I think, you know, but we've lost them. So, you know, we've lost you know, so the fascist party is gone, right? So it's gone. Now, you know, we have to focus on the party that's semi-functional, but it's been co-opted by, you know, I think you know, corporatism. And so, you know, just as a you know, as a closing, as a way of closing, you know, what do you think, you know, we should be doing as, you know, in the Democratic Party to bring about meaningful change? Because there's no counterparty here. It's just that there's just one semi-functioning party that needs to take actions. What do you think that needs to happen?
The thing is that we need to have open discussion among ourselves. I may not have all the ideas, but my colleagues, my other members, they have ideas. We need to listen to each other. And then we need to also listen to our people, because people have the voice. Your neighbors, they are the one. And if we talk to them and discuss with them, we'll find from each person different and unique situation that they might have, either they've gone through it, or they are going through it, or they are frustrated that they could not find any solution. So many issues comes from our small city, from small neighborhood, and those issues are actually is the very good way of finding a solution. There's a saying that if your neighbor is suffering and you never heard of it, that means we fail to communicate with our people. So we need to have some communication, like go out sometime when the weather is good, when people are walking with the dogs, talk to them, ask them what they're going through, if there is any something that they want to suggest. I mean, as always when I said that, hey, I may not be elected your member, but I know someone, at least I can pass your information to them. So tell me what you really want. What's the, like as I share, I think Jake and some of you, that one of my neighbor told me that she's frustrated because she found a lot of toxic chemicals are available in Howard County stores, which is banned in Montgomery County, which I didn't know. So see that when you talk to people, you find something, those are important things, that if toxic chemicals we are using in Howard County on our gardens, and our kids are playing on those gardens, those are hazardous. We need to find it out, a solution.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, I mean, that's what democracy is supposed to be about at its purest level, is listening to the people and then representing their will. And that all boils down to the heart of the problem that Progressive Democrats of Howard County and HoCo4Us Slate always talks about, and that is getting the corporate money out of the politics so that it's the people that are being listened to. Because, to use Moe's example of this, toxic pesticides that are, harmful for the environment. If anybody who's making decisions from a public safety or public health or common sense standpoint, those chemicals would never be allowed. The only reason they would be allowed is because corporations want to use it because they've determined it's the cheapest way to fertilize their plants, and they'd rather do that than spend a little bit more for a safer alternative. And that's why we shouldn't factor their motivations into the first place, because if you just polled community members, they would never side with that. So thank you for bringing that up, Moe. And unfortunately, I don't think we have time for any more questions, but another great set of interviews. Thank you to Carla. Thank you to Moe Imran. Check us out if you liked what any of us had to say. If you are interested in the HoCo4Us Slate, again, we've signed the No Developer Donation, No Dark Money campaign pledge. Check us out at HoCo4Us.com. That's the number 4, HoCo4Us.com. Please consider donating. Check out the Progressive Democrats of Howard County, HoCoProgressives.com, link tr.ee/HoCoProgressives. Consider becoming a dues paying member. Subscribe to our email list. Check us out on social media, and we will see you all for episode 14. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.